Hello, Kaiko here, and welcome to the chaos. Let's go. Anyway, I see Xavier. Hello, Xavier. Well, here we are, but what are we looking for? Something or someone? Do my eyes deceive me, or is that Kaiko and Paimon? Xavier, what are you doing here? I was in the general area, and now I'm in the specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two? We have some questions and thought you might be able to help. Do you know much about Tatarasuna? Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away. How well do you understand the history of this area? Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I've been here a good many times before. Not only that, but I've met people in Nazume's families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here. Go on, I'm listening. It's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago. I'm told its history as one of the most forging and smelting operations in the nation goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way. A couple? When exactly? One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. In fun fact, I'm not the first Fontanian tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then too. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on technology upgrade. Seems like the technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about that? Mechanic, huh? Looks like the doctor still sabotaged the furnace, leading to all the ensuing chaos. You weren't even gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna? Come on, ask already. I am! Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson. Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gone into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something. What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge? Pretty much. So can I ask one more question? Sure, go ahead. Have you ever heard of a copper kimono connected to Tatarasuna? A copper kimono? No, I can't say that I have. I do know the word inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. They're the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a copper kimono where Tatarasuna is concerned. There's no more copper kimono. Did the Balade really manage to erase himself from history completely? If so, he must have wanted to change the world and revert everything back to the way it was, but so far it looks like the majority of changes have only affected himself. Thank you, Xavier. Of course, don't mention it. Oh, we're leaving? Okay, bye, Xavier. Oh, you're most welcome. More than happy to help. Farewell. Looks like you got all the information you were looking for. Time to go back and see Leslie or Kusanali. Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever it seems like it's really troubling you. Keep your smile, Spider Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you. Thank you, Paimon. Hey, don't mention it. Hee. Alright, let's head off and go and meet Nahida. Okay. How are we going to explain this to Nahida without telling her about Great Lord Redevita? How are we going to explain this? I'm not sure. It looks like we're going to go up here. So let's go up here. Nahida? Hey, it's them! Oh, these guys! Oh, what's that thing that— oh, am I gonna have to read another book? Oh, gosh. Akaba, Sawada, you're still here? I guess we're talking about the essay? Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more. We have time. What do you want to talk to us about? The same topic we discussed last time, obviously. They're looking for info about Tatarasuna, huh? Maybe we should join them. Perfect, these two have researched Tatarasuna's past. Let's hear what they have to say. Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. The article you let me read last time was great. Can I read it again? Of course. Oh no! Oh gosh, the thing is, I don't remember enough of the last one to know what the differences are. Okay, this text belongs to a series of works sponsored by the Vahamanas Veil Cutter Project. It is yet to be numbered. Author Akaba. Abstract. The Tatarasuna area has always been a major pillar of Inazuma smithing industry. 2 incidents have occurred here, and the details behind the first are vague at best. I believe, however, that there might be a hidden history behind the events that transpired. Hence, this table will attempt to analyze what may have unfolded from the available data. Glossary. Tatarasuna area riding a card in Mikoshi Nagamasa. Introduction. This paper continues and expands the work of my mentor, Mr. Rumi, on his report on the happily hidden tales of Tatrasuna, and is intended to further this avenue of research. According to the data, the blade forging techniques of Inazuma were originally handed down from the Electro Archon, also known as the Riding Shogun. Using the arts they inherited from their Archon, the people of Inazuma devoted themselves to the process of forging. However, strange rumors that do not quite fit the steely nature of metalwork yet linger around Tatrasuna's melting center, which is the central pillar of the forging industry. There, the Mikoshi and Niwa clans, along with an eccentric mechanic from abroad, serve as the three windows of insight we need to investigate the truth behind what happened. Body. Strange notes from the Tatrasuna area. Their contents are as follows. Perhaps I overstep, but I think Sir Nagamasa's mood grows better when he forges blades. The obsession to cleanse the stain of the name Mikoshi must eat at him. 2. The inspector bought a certain number of jade steel ingots. Sir Katsuragi discussed matters of smithing deep into the night with the vice army officer. 3. We at last made a single Nagamaki. We called it the Daitara Nagamasa. The inspector was in high spirits and he made the vice army officer. Nozomu was so taken by the beauty of the Daitara Nagamasa he drew a picture of it. 4. The inspector flew into a rage and slashed Katsuragi. The great blade cut deep into the flesh, cast his own Nagamaki into the furnace's flames. Nozomu could not abide by the order and drew the completely melted weapon out the furnace. He was horribly burnt. 5. Nozomu died that night. I dare say that while Sir Katsuragi may have committed malfeasance, it was out of the goodness of his heart. 6. Kenjiro hid the Nagamaki and Nozomu's drawing in the arsenal. Nagamasa is harsh but also knows right from wrong, but even so, he is not amenable to reason. His name indicates one obsessed with purity. Still, I and some households of Tatrasuna have not been blinded by the nature of Nagamasa's mother Chiyo, and we trust him. I also remain unwilling to forget the joy of creating the Daitara Nagamasa with him. 7. Before we withdrew, we should have divided the arsenal key into 3 parts. 1 for the inspector, 1 for the army officer, and 1 to be left in Tatrasuna itself to prevent theft. But we were in too much of a hurry, and neither the inspector nor the army officer could be found, so I was so bold as to hide the 3 pieces within treasure chests in Tatrasuna. 7 notes mentioned prior have been scattered across the Tatsuna area. Among the 7 notes, 6 seem to be of good physical integrity, and though they all look quite old, while the last one looks more recent. I believe the first 6 notes and the last are of different time periods, though the gulf in years between them needs to be verified. The corners of the first 6 should also be related to each other, as the incidents mentioned are quite consistent with one another. Rumi once mentioned in the happily hidden tales of Tatrasuna, hereafter known as the Hidden Tales, that in the past researchers from Sumeru had investigated the cultural history of Tatrasuna and Inazuma. Though the place has fallen into some degree of disrepair since the Hidden Tales were written, things have improved since the time when I wrote my original article. Regardless, what used to be an area of major industry remains a place most inhospitable, and residents of Tatrasuna may be found living and dwelling by the waters. The residents, when questioned, told the researchers of Tatrasuna's golden age centuries ago, when it was administered by Army Officer Niwa, Vice Army Officer Miyazaki, and Inspector Mikoshi Nagamasa. Yet the elders among the locals with deeper ties to the region also seemed to stress the fact that there were strange rumors surrounding their homeland past. A great many of these rumors revolved around the yokai, who are so very characteristic of Inazuma's folk histories. A very small portion, however, mentioned the word outsider. It should be known that the appearance of such a character, who is suspected to be based on a real person, is a very curious case. This fact drew the attention of the researchers to delve further, and eventually the following pieces of information came to light. A foreign mechanic once visited Tatrasuna. Reportedly, the reason for his immigration was to exchange knowledge and forge ties with the locals. However, the mechanic seemed to behave suspiciously, often wandering around essential or restricted areas, and if someone tried to turn him away, they would only earn incomprehensible mumbles from his lips. This mechanic could often slide into the furnace, seemingly to check on its condition. Unsettling, he also spent a substantial amount of time watching the local residents. Judging from the era, it was not uncommon to see cross-cultural exchanges of technological knowledge in places such as Tatrasuna. After travelling across the tides, foreign experts being welcome in the region was likely not unreasonable either. Yet calamity came not long after this exchange of knowledge, with hints at high potential for causation between these events. However, some current residents believe these assumptions were merely the results of their forebears' overactive imaginations attempting to theorize how things actually unfolded. The list of individuals related to Tatrasuna has been compiled here based on historical documents from Inazuma. Starting from the administrators, the records are as follows. Niwa. Full name Niwa Hisahide. He was the inheritor of the Ishinot and successor to the Niwa clan. His family, along with the Akame and Kaidahara clans, were together known as the Ishin Sansaku. Records show that Niwa was a modest and intelligent individual who displayed remarkable talent in the administration of territory and people. His eventual whereabouts are unknown, but he was suspected to have left Tatrasuna with his family following the incident. Vice Army Officer Miyazaki. Full name Miyazaki Kaneo. He was Niwa's second in command. His origins are unknown, and he primarily assisted Niwa in forging and personnel management. He was of affable temperament and had many friends in the region, including one Mikoshi Nagamasa. Inspector Mikoshi Nagamasa. The successor of the Mikoshi clan, eldest son to Oni warrior Mikoshi Chiyo, and the younger adopted brother to Mikoshi Michiro, also known as the Iwakara the successor. With his mother missing and abandoned by his brother, Nagamasa alone bore the family name, striving daily to wipe the shame from their history. Though records state that Mikoshi Nagamasa was a stubborn figure, he was also noted to be a person of moral virtue and integrity. It has been noted in various records he practiced forging swords for self-cultivation and specifically requested special instructions from Miyazaki to further his capabilities. However, after the famous blade Daitara Nagamasa was forged, he used it to slay his subordinate Katsuragi, for reasons unknown at present. Subordinate Katsuragi. Katsuragi's full name and background remain unknown. Despite all the materials I have sorted through, I have yet to find anyone additional personnel information about him. As one of Mikoshi Nagamasa's subordinates, he was a loyal warrior and who had been saved by Nagamasa in his youth. From then on, he swore to stick by his lord through thick and thin and to give his life in service if it was but asked of him. Mechanic. Long have I delved through many texts and documents, but I was ultimately unable to decipher even a spectre of a clue as to his background. Still, mentions of the mechanic grew scarcer in the aftermath of the Tatsurasuna incident. I speculate that, instead of the mechanic possibly being a figure woven from overripe imaginations, he actually did exist and perhaps even had a hand in the event that took place in Tatsurasuna. Seems the rest of the paper remains unfinished. One thing is for sure though, a lot of thought was put into it. Did they leave those bits in orange so that you could skip the rest? Because it wasn't entirely the same, because they don't mention, obviously, the Kabukiboshi, or whatever it was called. Why is this hard reading? Okay, let's see. The bot is, we know the bot is working, because you guys have been mimicking the Streamlabs thing, so, you know? Oh, you lost power? Well, the power's come back! Yay. Always good, kind of suspicious, but hopefully good. Okay, oh no. I presume you'll want to read mine as well. I really don't, but okay. Okay. Extract 1. A man arrived in Tatsurasuna around 3 in the afternoon. From afar he spied labourers walking along the mountain roads towards the factories, their shoes scuffing along the jutting stones. They walked like people convinced that so long as they reached the fire raging in the mountain's belly, they might extract from it gems beyond price. The mood the sight inspired was ineffable, beyond mere description for those not present to witness it. The man barked a cheerful greeting and sprinted to join the procession. There, a towering character stood half a head taller, greeted him with a heavy slap on the back, and yet his words were filled with respect. Do my eyes deceive me, Sir Miyazaki? I cannot think the return trip from Inazuma City could have been easy on you. Miyazaki smiled like a young man, taking the first steps on their journey. The expression relaxed. My Katsuragi, Inazuma is the realm of the almighty shogun. I sailed upon the fastest ship, strode upon the swiftest sea routes. What dangers could I have possibly faced? And what about the good news? There was some, naturally. The two burst into uproarious laughter, roughhousing with the other workers until the path's end. A young man dressed in a leather shirt, wearing a headscarf, gazed into the dancing flames of the furnace before him. Now the flames of a forge are unlike any other, for their intensity affects the resulting integrity of both metal and blade. So too then was the flame watcher an unusual individual. At his fingertips sat a lizard, and on his face he wore a smile. The workshop was huge and the furnace was deeper within. A reasonable person might think there should have been many working alongside the watcher, yet he stood alone. Only when Katsuragi and Miyazaki strode into the room did the watcher turn. This watcher was Niwa, army officer and administrator of Tatsurasuna. Born to the Niwa clan which served as one of the 3 pillars of Ishin art, Niwa never argued with his siblings and was a worthy successor by all accounts. The post he received as a result of his high standing with those in power served as a statement unto itself. Miyazaki handed a well-bundled text to Niwa as he adjusted his question and said, It's as you have said, sir. The elders of your clan and city do not think highly of our plan, yet I still believe it to be worth a try. As such, I found the proper vendors and procured the materials that you have requested. Niwa studied the text and nodded. We should try some of these new forging techniques, whether Kaidahara says yay or nay. Katsuragi frowned, and with a sigh, he said, The forging is a precise and difficult undertaking. You know this better than most, sir. And still you seek improvement each day with terrifying drive. Ah, should my lord Nagamasa hear this, the soundness in his face shall be hard to miss. Niwa smiled, replying, And how goes the forging of your lord's great blade, Katsuragi? Katsuragi neither wanted to shame his master nor lie to his 2 friends, and yet he could not think of any way to deflect, and so roused. I see your ears are as keen as your hands, Sir Niwa. The jokes of us unlearned men are as nothing before you. Miyazaki hid his grin. Upon hearing this, Niwa released the lizard from his hands into Katsuragi's palm. With just more words were to be exchanged, someone came walking nearby. Their footsteps steady and confident. The head that appeared by the door was that of one from abroad. The newcomer placed the lunchboxes to one side, nodding and made to leave. Katsuragi called out after him, Sir, what about your meal? Are you not hungry? The man smiled upon hearing Katsuragi's words. I already ate. I hope that you, my lords, may also find time to sate your hunger soon. You are a guest, sir. To see you help in these trifling matters fills me with embarrassment, Niwa said with sincerity. The man smiled as if it was no matter, then with a nod he departed. Extract 2. The stranger, foreign mechanic, stood next to the coast. Sunset fell to the accompaniment of darkness. The bands of twilight showed themselves naught, for all in their place did the clouds roll. grumbling the omens of a coming rainstorm. Darkness filled the flesh of the sea, and the dust bade the clouds to kneel upon the land. But the man stood uncowed, merely gazing into the distance, radiating bloodthirst. None passed him by, and none knew what he was plotting. Time passed, unmeasured and uncounted, till a black cloud suddenly tore free from the sky and began to circle the mechanic, bearing down on him like an omen. He then caressed the dark mist as if it was a part of his flesh. Outbound, a fishing boat drew near, the lights of its bow flickering in and out of sight beneath falling sheets of rain. A mist unspooled across the area, stealing sight from the fisherman. Readily he explained, "It is but dusk, how my eyes darkened. Is there anyone that can deliver my boat upon safe tides?" Like a falling spear, the black cloud reached the bottom of the boat and was joined in its roughness of direction. Like a charging beast, they plunged into the shoreline. Scant steps away, the mechanic laughed, slowly approaching the ground wreck. Naught but half an arm was left of the one who had cried out for help, and with a plop, it landed on the mechanic's feet, who crouched to better study the object, straining against the urge to take a bite. Oh gosh. Yet he did not, for the dark cloud swirling down had already picked the remnants of the ship clean. It seems like they're replacing all the Scaramouche things with a very questionable Dottore. I guess one of the Harbingers had to be there. Oh dear, child piece. Oh dear. Extract 3. Katsuragi rushed to the doorway and shouted, "My lord, things go ill at the furnace. I have searched for Sir Niwa, but there is no trace of him. And much time has passed since Sir Miyazaki left as he gate, but he has not yet to send us any missive. Look." Mikoshi Nagamasa turned slowly, his face grave as one attending a funeral. He spoke then, his words heavy laden. "I wish not to say such words, Katsuragi, but Sir Miyazaki may never return." Katsuragi peered past Nagamasa's broad shift shoulders. Beyond the window, the clouds above balled in waves of black, as if darkness now was the only weather, and might even morph into an abyssal beast and devour Tatsushima whole. Over 10 people have already perished. That was why Katsuragi recalled as if struck. Yes, it was going back to him now in dribs and drabs. That was why they had set out to seek aid. Miyazaki had been the first to set sail. The clouds have only just begun to form then. Travelling from Tatrozana to his Nimazuma to ask for support was normally no great feat, and yet there had been no sign of his return. Then a second ship was sent, followed by a third and a fourth. Each who left to seek salvation did so under foul skies and bleak misfortunes. Reason dictated that they should not have risked anyone else, but the situation in Tatrozana was severe. They needed to gain from Inazuma, even should it cost them more lives. Niwa was gone, and none could find him. Afterward, Nagamasa led a search party into the mountain and the area around the furnace, all to no avail. Folk began to wonder if Niwa might have encountered an accident, but worry soon turned to suspicion, and they wondered if he had fled, unwilling to bear the sin of having caused these incidents. People grew even more suspicious, and Nagamasa himself strained against his discontent and fury. His face had grown to resemble the rumbling clouds above. Suddenly, a figure flashed by. Their presence did not go unnoticed by Nagamasa. He drew his blade and cut, but in a flash, the evil spirit had shifted behind him, laughing darkly. "Are you seeking someone, my lord? Niwa, perhaps?" Nagamasa bellowed in fury. "You dare address Sir Niwa directly?" Yet the figure parted like mist before his falling blade, only to rematerialize beyond reach, but not beyond sight. A ghastly apparition indeed. "Was it you who slew my people?" Nagamasa howled and charged, held back only by Katsuragi's desperate grip. As the senses returned to him, he realized he was but an inch away from falling into the furnace. Seems the rest of this work remains unfinished from the existing text, however it is apparent that it's a novel, fantastical, colourful sensibilities, born from an imagination well utilised. Oh, Shadow Piece, you're back again! Yay! The content has changed, and the effect of tampering with the information in Amansel. The Valadier said he'd erased 2 of his names. If he really succeeded, it must have taken all of his might, but still. Well, what do you think? Masterpiece. Hey Kaiko, remember how last time Akawa was saying he wished he could gather more information about all this? We just got back from Inazuma, so how about we tell him what we learned? Sure. What did you find out? Something big? It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and you tell the 2 writers what you learned about the Riding Good Garden and Tatsusuna's history. Wow, so many details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Well, so it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. You heard this from a member of the Menema clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true. So there's no ghost here after all. This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, Swordsmith was seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society in those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of extracting revenge against those in power. Yes, okay, point taken, you were right, but that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel. And they're back at it. These guys are really into this. Well, we've got some things to take care of. Bye for now. I'm so sorry, look at us prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information. You're welcome. See ya. Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else. Will do. Okay, so things have changed, but also not changed simultaneously. Great, I can finally move forward with my novel, but what a sad story. I don't know what I was expecting, but I never would have guessed this. Better make some notes and then get working on my essay. asking the traveler to help out was definitely the right call. Okay, I guess we gotta talk to Nahida. We gotta tell her what we learned. And possibly about Rui Devata. Who knows? Okay, it looks like Nahida is lower? Oh, she's just down the stairs. I thought he was gonna ask me to like jump down there. Okay, hello Nahida, it's me, Nahida. Nahida, we're here. Kaiko, Paimon, how have you been? Oh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly the sun was up and then she decided she wanted to go to Inazuma. I was investigating the situation with the Balladeer. Balladeer? Sounds like some kind of code name. Uh-oh. Oh no. You're troubled. Is there something you need to tell me? Even Nahida doesn't remember. Just like last time, any changes to Irminsul affect her as well. Balladeer acted quickly. He finished erasing himself before Nahida could stop him. And the one who still remembers the things that were erased. Once again, I am the record keeper. Is this related to when Zhongli told her she was the record keeper for his history or something? I remember that being a thing. Keiko? Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset. There are things that have happened that only I can remember. I have to tell you the truth. With a heavy heart, you piece back together the story that was broken and scattered across time. There once was one named the Balladeer, created by the Electro Archon. He was a puppet who lived among men. After a series of events in Tartarasuna, the Balladeer, thinking he had been thrice betrayed, left Inazuma to roam the world beyond. With no trust for humans and only loathing for the gods, he bore his grudge for years as he grew in strength, then returned to Inazuma to take his revenge. He tried in vain to become a deity with a gnosis and ended up losing everything. Finally entered Irminsul and learned the truth behind his betrayal. Knowing how his entire life was built on lies, he did the unthinkable in an attempt to reverse his tragic fate. That's quite a story. This puppet, known as the Balladeer, erased himself from Irminsul, hoping he could change the past. But how was he even able to do that? As Kaiko says, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it. Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully raise themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect that new reality. So you believe this person really existed and we just don't remember him because he literally changed the world? Yes, theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this, but I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare to go through with it. Kaiko comes from well beyond Teyvat, that's why there's no information about her in Irminsul, and it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect her. If there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it. You can say that again. I was having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it? I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that. I'm really not sure. We were enemies after all. I don't know his perspective on all this, so I can't say why he did something so extreme. Did he want to reset everything or save someone, or did he want to completely undo his existence? Everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all. Maybe that's all there is to it. I still remember the question he asked. He asked me specifically, and my hesitation gave him his answer. I hesitated because I witnessed Great Rui Devata erase her own existence, but I can't tell Nahida that. Put another way, I know why the Balladeer was so sure it could work, but I can't tell them that. Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? I just feel empty. He chose such a radical option, and yet... it couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right? Yes. Once the Balladeer realized he had been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tartarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that, and if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. This already makes sense, every part of it. The Balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the Doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. The power that enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself, even though he didn't have much strength left. Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended up in tragedy for his friends. This feels so hopeless. He gave everything up to do his best, but it seems like he got nothing in return. Yeah, he changed the world in many ways, and yet the dead still didn't get a second chance. Those fated to a tragic end could not be saved. What exactly did he want to fight back against? The betrayals in his life, or did he wish he never existed at all? Please wait a moment, I want to check something. Found it. This should be the one. Ooh. What is it? Turns out I have a strange way of confirming everything she has told us. What is it? A record from my personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner. You should take a look. Surprising information is presented to you in a way that resembles a fairy tale. This is a fairy tale. Who wrote it? Matches everything I said. I authored this record myself. Now you wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the balladeer? And combined with Kaiko's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else. Hold on, this record survived from the past? Yes, any information about the balladeer or the kabakimono in other records will have been changed, but I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact. Hidden the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written the story as a backup plan before the balladeer entered Irminsul. This is incredible, what a great idea. And sending Kaiko to Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew she'd remember everything. The story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. If we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one she told us, the now erased life of the balladeer. How does Nahida know we remember things? Okay, let me see. Oh, so you're gonna sleep early? You have a good evening, good night, early morning. I think it's early morning. And yeah, I hope you have a good rest of the week, and hopefully I will see you next time. Goodbye. Okay. There once was a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monsters found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I'm a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin, a kitten carved from the wood of a white tree who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly coloured fur. Even when the other foxes saw it, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire in the mountains. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A grey fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." It's a Niwa fox! It's got the hair! The monster smiled, let the fox towards the fire, and murdered it. The grey fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. Oh, it's literally stealing the heart. Oh no! The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him the foxes have decided you are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin. The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left the side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature, not a single blade of grass that stood in the mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it should finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then no one will know that there was once birds, foxes, and cats as well, and no one can know that they were different. That's where the Scaramouche cat comes from. It's my favorite story. Is it because of all the foxes? Oh no. However, I will say, the Dotori fox, I assume that's what that was kind of scary. And why was it trying to be like nice or something? Dotori was never nice. We solved it. How did Nahida know? I remember now, this is not just a balladeer story, it is his very own memories. I made it back up so it would be preserved no matter what happened. To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive that is that he was a puppet. His memory was extracted from him by the scholars, presumably they kept it to have something to defend themselves with. Raising deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it, and that's why they backed up his memory for later use. I buried it deep inside of one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so it wouldn't be altered. It's hard to believe this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke. Balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and though he was unsuccessful, he still helped you. But we vanished, he confirmed an important detail, that Conria was where your twin first came into this world. He said I don't know how the change to Erminster will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood they won't even remember their own Harbinger. I've never had this feeling before. It feels like life is as insignificant as a feather. Sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around, but still Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better. This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all your questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavour, but for him, the chance to act and the desire to disappear must have meant a lot. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds, along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us towards a better destination. And that is what you've been doing all along. Yeah, he is right. Cheer up, how about we go get something to eat? We can pick up with this heavy conversation again later. Good idea, Paimon, why don't you take her out for a walk to clear her head? Now you got it. Come on, Kaiko, you need to get out of your head for a while. You feel much better after taking a walk. So get a snack from the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits. It's really tough being the only one who remembers all that, but Paimon's always here to help cheer you up. Oh, thank you, Paimon. But Nahida, anything else? See things I'd like to look into, you should go take a walk and try to unwind. Wait, can you read Nahida's mind? Should you be able to read Nahida's mind? You can't! Is it because she's Nahida? I guess Nahida can't read Nahida's mind. They are staring at each other in, like, confusion, though. They're both doing the little head tilt thing, like, hello? Nope, you can't read her mind. That's quite disappointing, but it makes sense. It'd be kind of weird if you could read your own mind. I mean, you can, but like from the outside. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, let's saw you roll all the way up here. And then we can go this way. Okay. Oh, okay. We're here. What should we eat first? I have a nagging feeling that there's something I'm missing, something important that I'm forgetting. Hey, you gonna answer or what? Oh, the dancing lady's back. Sorry, just give me a minute. I'm still processing. Right, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figure stuff out. Then we can get something to eat. Common brain, let's get this out. It's gonna be in there somewhere. It was something about Erminster and deleting oneself. Great Lord with David's forbidden knowledge, and Nahida. What is it? Have you figured it all out? Wait. Wasn't Nahida a part of Great Lord with David's? She was like a branch off the tree. Oh, we figured something out. Yes, that was it, Great Lord with David's. She said no one can erase themselves from existence, not even her. Otherwise, why would she need to create her own reincarnation and let us all Kusanali to do this deletion for her? There would be no point. Oh. Why'd you jump up all of a sudden? No, I can't tell Paimon she doesn't know about Great Lord Davitar. But this is a crucially important detail. It's simply not possible for the Balladeer to completely erase his own existence. In which case the question is, what happened to him? Excuse me, boss, there seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look here. Is that Scaramouche? He's blue themed. We found him. Hey, wait. Hey, wait. You mean me? not you, that kid, didn't you see? The little rascal grabbed my last two fresh sunsetias and ran off. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is it? The work's too boring for you, or has the big city got too many distractions? I wasn't paying close enough attention, sorry boss. I think you're right, maybe it's the city, it's so exciting, it can be hard to focus. Who's that guy? You know him or something? That guy is the balladeer. He's who? You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else, but if you keep acting this pretty soon, I won't be able to afford to. No, please, I mean it, you don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take me on an outsider like me. You're welcome, I guess, but I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of sunsetias, and I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening. Leave it to me, I'll find some more. Just a moment, I'll be right back. Are we gonna bribe him with fruit? Stop. I'm gonna be level with you, kid. Never met a worker who said they didn't want a wager for, and at first I got greedy, couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually. You don't want money, you don't take days off, and in your free time, all I see you do is wander around taking in sights. Are you a drifter or something? That's right, I am. He's a wanderer! We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits needed. Sunsetias, was it? I'll be right back. What would you now? Let's follow him. Okay, stay out of sight, don't let him see you. Okay. Where did he go? Where did he go? Where did he go? Cat. Dog. That's not a cat, that's a dog. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's a bit silly. Okay, let's go this way. Let's see if we can find Scaramouche. Okay. Yeah, this'll do. Even though, as you say, he's a bad idea, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his sunsetias? Isn't that a bit too cruel? Shush. Oh, right. This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back. If I wasn't seeing this with my own eyes, I would never believe it. Huh? You two over there is something I can help you with. Ah, he spotted us. You followed me all the way from the city. I'd have been blind not to notice. You're right, we were following you. Have we met before? No, we haven't met, but you know me. Yes. I have no recollection. It's complicated, but I do know you. Are you absolutely sure? Sorry, but I can't take your word for it. I can prove it. You're a puppet. A puppet? What makes you think that? Oh, he knows. Huh? You were right, the look on his face. I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people. Look, I'm just a wanderer, but seeing as you've gone to all the trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important. But there's somewhere I want to take you. Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss first. Are you really working for that guy? You said you don't want any more for it. Is that true? Yes, I ran into him in the wilderness during a storm and he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while. That's really nice of you. Let me take these back, then I'll come with you, okay? Alright. Then let's return to the city. Okay, guess we gotta go back. I like that we technically left the city to get that fruit. We were just on the outside. Soup? Why are you guys talking about soup? It's a fruit bowl, not soup. Also, it's too early for boss time. And we're like mid-quest. Did I miss? No, it's over here. Soup cat. Is this the dog that I called a cat? Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here. Oh, you really want to pick some more? Huh? Who are these two? Let's come up and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the store for a while. I just have to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here. What? I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out to thank me giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want me to pay for it. But look, it was pouring down and there you were sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be, and didn't even care it was raining. Imagine you were me for a second. It's sort of weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through an open country if he's not even in a hurry? Anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it, certainly not all this. Time is valuable, you know, you should go live your life. But I don't. No, you're right. And I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking me into the city. Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path. Thank you. Alright, done. Thanks for waiting for me. We can go now. Oh. Don't worry about me. Oh. Just on the sky doing some honest business. And I stole your fruit. Feel a little bit bad about that, but also not really. Is it trace of time? If time, we can do some wind trace. But I don't know how long this quest is. Am I almost done? Okay. In we go. Not much more. Okay then. Okay. This is good. This is good. We're almost done. Okay. Well, let's be Nahida so we can talk to Nahida. Hello, Nahida. Redesign, Nahida. Nahida. What's wrong? Huh? Are you... Hello, I do apologize for the sudden intrusion. We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything, so yeah, quite an eventful walk. He told us little Kusanali what happened in the Grand Bazaar. You say you were trekking across Tibet to train yourself. Many other Nazimans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Jinja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer? These are relevant in my case. To me it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim they know me, and I have a hidden past unknown even to myself. I wouldn't call it the past, but rather there's a difficult one to explain. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case it seems it ought to be called a previous incarnation. Ha ha ha. Oh, like a past life or something? Yeah, something far more distant than the past, so far away that you cannot perceive it. Okay, I have to ask, what was I like in my previous incarnation? Ha ha ha. Oh, okay, I see. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourself to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation. We're just trying to think where to start. If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear. And I'll be able to handle it. Please tell me the truth. Is it something you can care a lot about? Yes. Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. Straight to the point, straight to the point. You only died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence, sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes you had to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy. Nahida tells the Wanderer about his past. I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all. In terms of the outcomes alone, that's true. I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right or wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time, a chain of cause and effect, a cycle of karma and consequence. That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong, and yet dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity. My previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual. We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans. We were each other's enemies. If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth? I actually don't know. Why are we doing that? Ah, so frustrating. This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the streets. He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything. Ah, what a weird situation. As Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true. Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves if you're willing. Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my own transgressions. Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish. I'm just a puppet with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to fill the void within me, except maybe these sins that can never be undone. Very well, as you wish. Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here. Don't worry, whatever danger I might face is my burden to bear. Kaiko, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf? Okay. Oh, good point. Given your unique situation, we better keep an eye on you. Understood. Thank you. Now prepare yourselves, everyone. Enter the memory. Can we talk to Nahida? It's time to get ready. Still can't scan Nahida. What about Scaramouche? No matter what lies ahead, I'll face it, whatever it takes. I'm just sorry you have to join me for this whole thing. Oh, we can scan him. Time to face the music. Oh, in we go. I should have read the description. Wait, let me go back. Memories of a certain puppet. He can be the balladeer, harbinger of the Fatui, and he can also be Kimono, who was once sighted in Tatsushima. Okay, okay. In we go. This looks like Inazuma. Right now you're in a dream I created using information extracted from your memories. These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world. Please be careful. Sounds like an immersive experience. It's a good thing we came along. You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection. You never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing. And now we're just finishing the job. Alright, thanks. Wanderer, this is the Shaki Pavilion. In your balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You have a great many memories here. Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace? You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly. I hear footsteps. This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it, the Crystal Marrow miners? There's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved too. No mining crew could be capable of this. There's someone passed out on the ground. Who are you? You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Are you injured? And a scratch, and these fine clothes. Who are you? This man is Katsuragi, Deputy Toshio's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatsushima. And the rest is history. Well, it used to be. In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa. Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there. During the Tatsushima incident, Miwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The balladeer, then known as the Kimono, disappeared not long after. As a second-in-command at Tatsushima, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatsushima incident. Oh! Oh! I never did figure out what that was talking about, but now we know. Katsuragi seemed like he was a good guy. He's like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life? Okay, so I guess we gotta go... We gotta go down. Down a floor. Oh, there's a chest! Don't mind me. Oh, and a potato! What a good quest. Okay, Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name. I need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kimono. That's fine with me. Katsuragi reports it to Niwa. Tell him that we have someone new joining us. Okay. Okay, I guess we gotta go this way. Another chest. Whoa. Oh, it just electrocuted me. I thought it was gonna like fall. But no, it's just mildly inconvenient. Well, down we go, down we go. Ooh, well that's suspicious. Ah! That was mean. The ceiling fell on the heater. Okay, well let's go through this. Huh? What are we doing back here? I hear voices. Oh, this is where you were born. It's pretty, but there's nobody here. I was abandoned like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here. We can't stay. Okay. Is this the third betrayal? I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died, and then my dad got sick. He had coughing all the time, just like me. Then mom started coughing too. But you can't. You promised me. Yet we're family now. We're going to be together forever and ever. The child didn't have a name, or rather, the balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tadrosina, the balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together. What happened to the child then? Oh no. He died from his illness while he was still very young. The balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing. Hey, what's wrong? Say something. You promised me we could be family. You're no different from Nemo and all the others. You betrayed me too. Ha 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 ha. Uh-oh. He's remembering. The voices are gone. It looks like the memory ends here. Let's keep going. Oh, the floor's patched up. Okay. So we gotta go this way. Ah! They tried to shoot me! Why is it so mean? Okay. Okay. Now where are we? Okay. Did you realize you're blocking my path? I come not to talk to you. I have been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon that could be wielded with an iron will, or you could continue to drift aimlessly. Are you trying to win me over? The long-awaited rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join this huge feast? Okay, so we gotta fight some Fatui. Is this supposed to be reminiscent of him becoming like a harbinger or something? Maybe? I have no idea who the child is. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, more Fatui, okay. 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 Set everybody on fire. Just a little bit of fire. They're all gone now. Perfect. Let's see. Can I take the crystal marrow? No. Okay, I cannot. What about on this side? Anything over here? Oh no, these are not actual crates. They are decorations. Okay. Yep, decorations. Okay. Okay. Oh, what's down here? Is this when we fought the balladeer at the factory? This place is dark. Paimon knows this place. It's the Delusion Factory in Nazuma. In the original version of events, Kaiko once encountered the balladeer here. Such a creepy atmosphere and so familiar. we fight in this other version? I remember this. It was an unsettling place. Oh, hey, look over there. Well, well, my fair lady, is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow, you shouldn't have. Huh? What do you think? What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are part of this plan. I haven't seen her in so long. Perhaps you find fighting the Abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time. Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experiments not by the doctor. What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself. Save your breath, I know what I have to do. I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible, and don't let your emotions get in the way. Surely you're not worried about me. I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things. I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation, but you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely. Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Riding Cotton are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Aw, don't get so sentimental. Now give that poor little tongue of yours a rest and stop pretending like you're above everyone else. Bye then. See you at the victory feast. Yes. Poor little tongue. She's playing with fire, talking to me like that. Who does she think she is? Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome. The plot does not end here. There is more to this story to come. Wanderer, are you able to continue? Yes, please don't worry about me. Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't think of a nicer way to express yourself.
Insolent shall be punished. Where are you?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results and your own interests. Isn't that right, witch? Model-headed puppet, you're already number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
Her Majesty's power flows through me.
You've had as much fun to be around as a raging inferno, but before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties. Okay, I think that's all the dialogue. So now we can fight her in earnest. Is she supposed to represent Signora? Maybe, maybe. Well, we know what happened to her. Also, looks like you can dodge that attack now. Well, I mean, you probably did it before, but now I can see it. Aha. Oh, really? It's still gonna attack me? Okay, there we go. There we go. And let's do. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. I meant to click this. Okay. Ooh. Okay. That's really not so good. But that's okay. Just... Where's the saw you? Ooh. Okay. Saw you, no! Saw you! Let's heal Saw you. Just a little bit. Just in case. Oh dear. Not my finest moment, but it was inevitable. It was inevitable. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. If you'd like to see me play live, then check out my Twitch channel. You can find me on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 PM GMT. Thanks again, and have a great day.